Welcome back to another episode of Late Entry. I'm joined by Buck
What up, though?
and Nolan. That's crazy. Representing for Kyle, who is not here today. All right, so we've got a little bit of NFL news to get into, a little bit of Lakers news, some Lexi's lore, and then we'll do we've got a little bit of March Madness seeding stuff to talk about. So, first thing we're going to do is Cooper Kupp was announced to go to the Seahawks. I know that the Cowboys were trying to get him. Just another failure amongst their many failures. What do you guys think about Kupp to the Seahawks? I know most of us had them when we did our NFC rankings last week toward the bottom.
A lot of you guys had them at the bottom. I did not. I was trusting in the process. I had them at number 2 in the division, and I think that they are going to stay there. I think Sam Darnold is starting to get some of those pieces like he had back in Minnesota. Not quite to the talent level of Justin Jefferson, but definitely building an offensive squad, and it's going to be really cool to see what they got cooking over there in Seattle.
Okay. I mean, do you have no concern that he's washed?
Not at all. No, I think he's a pretty much a proven star wide receiver. I've never not trusted in his ability to catch a ball from the slot, especially. I think he's really gonna blossom. He's gonna have a reincarnation of his former self.
Why do you think that like Demarcus Robinson and like some of the other receivers were getting more work than him last season?
Probably because he was trying to get out of there, and he was not able to catch the ball from Matt Stafford.
Okay. Buck, what you think?
So I had him third behind the Cards. I don't know if it moves him necessarily above the Cardinals. I think it's definitely trending in the right direction. It's definitely the right move for Sam Darnold. Like if Sam Darnold's your quarterback and you're coming in, he's been around the league for a while. He hasn't really had like a chance to have like a relationship with a head coach and an OC. He's always been kind of like, hey, you're starting today kind of guy. So I think with this in mind, they're putting a plan in place, which I think is good for Sam Darnold. I think Cooper Kupp isn't washed. I don't think he's what he was back in 2020 by any stretch of the means, or 2021 when he was a Triple Crown winner. But I think a veteran presence, especially in a slot receiver like he can play so well, is good for Sam Darnold. I don't think it really moves the needle for me very well, like for this season, but I definitely think it's a good move for the team as a whole.
I think we'll have at least a decent wide receiver too. I'm not sure how much it moves things. I don't know. I'm not sure how much. It's like we're waiting to see, I guess, on like how good is Sam Darnold? How good is Cooper Kupp still? I know that he's been playing for Sean McVay his whole career, so a really
Right.
good offensive mind, and now going to the Seahawks. So we'll see. They will, like we talked about before. They've got Jackson Smith and Jigba. They've got 2 good running backs. So I mean, if he's maybe potentially the third option behind their running game and behind JXN, however you say his name, then maybe he just got to get open and catch a few balls. So per game,
Right.
we'll see if he still got
Yeah.
it.
I think his presence is going to be more known in the locker room and in the huddle than it is like on in plays on a regular basis.
That's fair.
Yeah, and I didn't see what he signed for. Do you happen to have that number in front of either of you?
I don't.
Oh.
Buck, let us know when
I'd imagine it's nothing north of like 25 million for the season.
I'm not sure.
Oh,
When? Oh, did you find it?
so come on, I hate this shit. So many ads. 3-year, 100.5 million.
Wow, so he's making like 30.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
bad.
Okay.
In other receiver signing news, Bengals got their deals done with both Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. They had told Jamar Chase that they were going to make him the highest non-quarterback in the league, and after Myles Garrett just reset what that number was, the Bengals went ahead and leapfrogged it. Jamar Chase signs 4 years, 161 million.
Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. I guess
Yep.
I don't know where that came from. I just wanted to double check that number. 45 mil a year, I guess. Or
For
no, deal is 3 years and worth 45 mil. Adam Schefter. I don't know what the other website I was on getting their information from. Sorry, I just wanted to be able to correct that.
Okay.
But
so what is the
so
final
it
number?
says deal is for 3 years and worth 45 mil.
That sounds a lot more reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when I read that I was like, that cannot be right.
Okay.
So, I mean, 31. I don't know if I would spend more than what they are, but yeah. Sorry to interrupt you, Spence.
No, you're good.
I keep the facts straight on this program.
Yeah. So yeah, the Bengals they get Jamar Chase 161 million over 4 years, and T Higgins at 115 over 4 years. So they keep both of them. They made Chase the highest non-quarterback in the league in league history, and then Higgins becomes the highest paid wide receiver too. I think that this is good. I know Burrow wanted to keep both of them. I'm just curious to see what the rest of their team is going to look like. They're going to have to outscore everyone every game all the time.
Are they going to have any money for an offensive line? Is Joe Burrow still going to be sitting on his butt on 50% of the plays?
Their defense was terrible last year, too. I saw a tweet. I forgot who tweeted it. They were like, the Bengals are going to be the first team ever to have the 33rd ranked defense.
Yeah.
There's going to be no money left.
Literally no money left. And last year they were 25th in yards per game, 21st in passing yards per game, 19th in rush yards, and 25th in points allowed. So I don't think you're getting any better.
Yeah. I mean, I know that they didn't want to let Higgins go, but this is going to be interesting. It's a lot of money.
Yeah. It is a lot of money. I will say, I mean, if you're the front office and you're putting all your chips in Joe Burrow's bag, if you will, right? Like, he's our quarterback. He's our franchise quarterback. And I think it was back in like December, Joe Burrow said something like about T. Higgins, he's a need.
Yeah.
You want. So I feel like when your quarterback comes out there and says something like that, you kind of have to make it happen whatever way you can. I don't know if this is the best way to do it, but I mean, they did it.
Well, I know that like there was a lot of like skepticism on like if Burrow doesn't get the pieces that they want, if the organization cheaps out, like should he leave? And so they're probably trying to make sure he's got his two favorite weapons to make sure that he doesn't leave. But
right.
I'm just curious on what the rest of the team is going to wind up looking like without him.
Right.
It'll probably be pretty similar to the roster last year.
Yeah.
That missed the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah, by losing like 8 of their first 10 games or something crazy like that.
Yeah, they better start the season strong if they can't afford to come out like they do usually and just play like shit in September.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Just before we started this, got an alert from Shams Charania. 76ers Paul George has received injections in his left abductor muscle and left knee on Monday and has been ruled out for the rest of the season. So you've got Paul George out for the season. Embiid was already out for the season. Sixers are done.
Yeah.
Isn't Maxey on limited playing time right now, too?
You could be right. I don't really keep up with the Sixers like that because their shit was already cooked and now it's extra crispy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what happens when you trust the process, in my opinion.
You're mad at them for the tank and stuff? Like to get them?
I just am not a huge Joel Embiid fan, and the 76ers fans are just as bad as all the other fans in Philadelphia.
Damn. Just tell me what you really think.
Yeah.
Not a fan of Eagles fans either?
No, I think Eagles fans are probably the worst fans in the whole NFL. I think it carries around to all of their other sports. Haven't seen much of the Flyers. Can't say if I've had any beef with Flyers fans, but yeah, Phillies in baseball, 76ers, and the Eagles fans. They're not it.
Flyers.
Do you think that they're the? Do you think that Philadelphia is the worst like fan base?
Oh, by far, yes.
More than like Cowboys fans?
That's what I was gonna say.
Well, the thing about Cowboys fans is they're spread across the entire United States. Those are just people that tune into football. Well, probably started watching football in the '90s and stuck to the bandwagon.
Okay. What about
Yeah.
Chiefs fans?
Well, the Chiefs fans they're kind of the same. It's almost like Lakers fans, but not nearly as bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say what about Boston and LA as cities with like the Lakers with the Dodgers?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, it's a completely different market. The Dodgers are right now, they're just kind of turning into the get all the Asian viewers. I don't mean that in a bad way, but they're signing a ton of these Japanese and Korean guys.
Okay,
I mean, it's a smart move, big market, and the easiest way to get a flight out there is get onto the West Coast.
that's
Yeah.
true.
And the MLB has no salary cap. Correct me if I'm
Right.
wrong.
Right,
So
which is crazy to
they
me.
can do whatever they fuck they want.
That's a topic
Yeah.
for another time too, but I do want to talk about that at some point about the fact that you've got such a drastic. I forgot what the numbers were. I'll have to prepare this when we talk about it, but like the spending from like the Dodgers and the spending from like the worst team, they're a
Yeah.
fucking light year away from each other.
Light years, yeah. The whole like, and there's like a very big argument among like real contract baseball nerds, if you will, of like, is the better way to like kind of the Dodger way, if you will, the Yankee way, just paying all these really big players, massive, long contracts, or I can't, is it the Tampa Bay Rays who like farm so well out of their minor league teams that they don't really have to spend that much, and they're usually not like absolutely terrible. I think it's the Tampa Bay Rays that I'm thinking of, but
And
the
yeah,
Cubs have tried to do it over the past few years. They've been okay.
and some of the hardest part about the small market teams keeping up with those big market teams is that they're always going to make money on merchandise, jerseys, hats,
Yeah,
people just coming into the city and spending $250 on a game. It's like you're not going to get that in all these smaller cities. For example, Cleveland. Like that's
yeah.
just not. It's not going to be like that.
Which, and the other part of that too is like generally speaking, no matter how bad you are in the MLB, you're gonna fill the ballpark most of the time. So.
You know what I just realized? We all should be ashamed of ourselves. It's St. Patrick's Day. Not one of us is wearing green. None of us. Not one of us is wearing green. That's shameful. Y'all two
Oh
are
my
dressed like
God.
it's the 4th of July.
I got made fun of at work, man. They're like, "Where's your green? You're gonna get pinched." I said, "I'm going straight to HR if you touch me. Come on now."
Oh my God.
He's like, Grinch of St. Patrick's Day.
No, I'm Catholic too. I should be celebrating.
Damn, bro. We all dropped the fucking ball on that one. So, next thing we're going to talk about, Lakers. Lakers got Jackson Hayes back. They're back doing all right. First of all, before we talk about that, but I know we talked before about, if the Lakers are a big three or not. What I'm going to sit here and bring to you today is the fact that the Lakers, without LeBron, without Luka, without Hachimura, without Jackson Hayes, you had Austin Reaves and Dalton Connect take the Nuggets down to the wire, down to almost the absolute end of the game, with Jamal Murray having to pull out that magic again.
Yeah.
Austin Reaves had... Huh?
Did you ever find out who Austin Reaves was guarding?
No, I did not. I also don't see how that's relevant. 37 points. 37 points. Almost a triple-double from Austin Reaves.
I don't know if you know this, but there's actually two sides of the ball. There's
Yeah.
actually offense and there's defense. I know this is a crazy concept to most people nowadays, but you do actually have to play some defense. Sometimes, I guess.
Well, they didn't get blown out. Obviously they were playing enough defense. I
Put it
mean,
that way.
what you want? You want another game where Jokic scores 12 points in the whole game?
No, that's not what I'm saying. And I don't think Austin Reaves would be guarding Jokic either. That's not necessarily the point. I guess my big thing about the whole big three is like their big like. I'm not saying that it can't be a big three. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that the way Austin Reaves is playing, that's probably what they are going to be. But I'm not going to sit here and say that a player 4 years into the league, undrafted, is going to be a part of the third on a big three. Is he their third best option? Absolutely. There's no question behind that. Is there no question that he is a better player this year than he was last year? Absolutely. Was that a great performance and probably exceeded expectations? Absolutely. I still don't think that gives you the title of a big three.
I'll play a little bit of devil's advocate here. Austin Reaves, while being the third best player on the team and having no supporting cast for the game against the Nuggets, somebody on that team has to score more than 25 points, and right. Austin Reaves was hot. So, yeah. When you're given the shot opportunities and handling the ball and stuff like that, and you're trusted with taking over a game, you're bound to be scoring like that. And yeah. I won't knock any other third option in the NBA on any NBA team that does that. And I'm not knocking Austin Reaves, but in reality, that's what happened. He did have to be there to take over the game.
Right.
Yo, he wouldn't. Hell no. Wait a second. Let me shut this shit down right fucking now. First of all, you think that look at a legitimate big three of 3 stars. You think if Kevin Durant and Devin Booker are out, you think Bradley Beal is taking the Nuggets to the wire?
I don't think Bradley Beal is the one that's going to be scoring 30 points for their team.
I think he's their third option.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Hold on, though, Spencer. Just because you compare one team to another doesn't, and like their third option is worse, you could say, than the Lakers' third option. That doesn't necessarily, again, make them a big three. He's probably the best third option in the league. Nobody's denying that he's a good player. I'm just saying that doesn't automatically make you a big three.
No, being a big three means 3 stars, and what I'm saying is that we're getting a history of when he is the one, when he's the guy, he's balling out. And last time I think it was against like the Hornets or something. So it was like, okay, that was against a shitty team. This is the Nuggets. They won a championship 2 years ago. He dropped 37, 8, 13, and 4 steals. At the end of the game, Austin Reaves ripped the fucking ball out of Jokic's hands and took that bitch down the court. It was him and Connect versus the world, bro. The rest of their starting 5, Jared Vanderbilt, Alex Len, and then I forgot his first name, Goodwin, who really has been kind of a guy that's come out of nowhere. But, bro, they're playing...
Was there anybody else on that roster that even had 10 points in the game?
Bruh. Vanderbilt had 9. Alex Len had 2. Goodwin had 10. Shake Milton on their bench had 16. That's the whole thing, bro. You're telling me if you take Austin Reaves and you put him on the Jazz, you put him somewhere else that he's not a star? You put him on the Magic? You know what I mean? You put him somewhere else and you tell me that he's not a star? If he can go out there and drop 37, 8, 13, and 4 against the Nuggets?
That's a really good performance, man.
LeBron and Anthony Davis couldn't beat the fucking Nuggets together. This motherfucker Reaves almost beat them without them. Huh?
Brittle and old.
But Reaves almost did it without either of them. His rest of his team, bro, that's an awful starting 5. Dalton Connect, Jared Vanderbilt, Alex Len, Austin Reaves, Goodwin. And Reaves almost beat them.
Yes, he's a great player. He's probably the best third option in the league. I'm not saying he's not, and I'm saying, and I also will concede to answer your question. If he magically just got plucked from the Lakers today and put anywhere else, I agree with you. He probably would be a star. Again, I don't think that innately makes them a big three. I also don't think he would be exactly where he is right now if, like, he didn't get picked up by another team. So if he started his career somewhere else, I don't think he would be where he is.
Yeah, but you could say that about anybody with anything. Tom Brady's a 6th-round pick. If he didn't go to the Patriots, would he be the GOAT? I mean, you could what if everybody. What I'm looking at is what he is. And I'm not saying he's an all-star, but a fringe star? Absolutely.
Fringe star is now a big three?
What I'm trying to say is that, let's say you had a situation, right? God forbid. LeBron and Luka missed significant time this year or last year, right? Before All-Star break, Austin Reaves would probably be voted an All-Star.
I would probably disagree with that.
If he's casually dropping fucking 40 points every time.
About anything, though. You just said it. You could play what ifs about anything. So you're playing what if LeBron and Luka miss significant time, you're saying Austin Reaves.
The people that are scoring at a clip like Austin Reaves are all superstars, dog. We're talking about, oh my God, Anthony Edwards, SGA. They're dropping like 25, 30 points consistently. Austin Reaves is dropping 40, 37 consistently. He's meeting the. It's like the fucking video from The Last Dance where Isaiah Thomas is talking about missing like the Olympic team. I don't know what the criteria was, but I feel like I met that. That's him. He's meeting the criteria, but because he's fucking white and undrafted, people are like, don't know who this guy is.
Is that at all? I mean, at least not for me. I don't think it's that at all.
I think that if he was a first round pick and had the exact same statistics, we would not be having this conversation.
Oh no, I would absolutely still say that they're not a big three. If he had the exact same statistics and he was drafted first overall, I would still have the same thing. Absolutely. I don't think that the Spurs with Wemby, De'Aaron Fox, and I can't remember the other guy, are big three.
Chris Paul, all three of them are all-stars.
Sachi, the guy with the colored hair.
You could argue that they might be it, but I still don't think so. You have Wemby as a 1-year All-Star, right?
Yeah.
And first overall?
Yeah.
That's it. Did he get Rookie of the Year?
No, I don't think, because they were heavily limiting his restrictions. Heavily limiting his minutes, that's what I'm trying to say. He's an all-star. De'Aaron Fox has been an all-star. The Chris Paul obviously goes without saying. I don't know, man. We'll keep revisiting this big three topic, but
I feel like Chris Paul, as well as I do like Chris Paul. He's a great player, and he's a phenomenal player, all-star, probably going to be a Hall of Famer. But he's at the tail end of his career.
Yeah.
No, he's not in his prime. And you could argue that LeBron is at the tail end of his career, but his numbers haven't dropped, meaning his prime has been 20 years long.
Yeah, I mean he's just only the greatest player, only the greatest player to ever play.
You can't make that argument both ways. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like,
Chris Paul is the star, LeBron is the star. You can't be doing that.
What'd you say?
What?
You can't be saying that both Chris Paul and LeBron are stars at the same time when they both played almost the same amount of time, and LeBron has shown that he's been there. I don't think Chris Paul's got that anymore.
Yeah, right. Not at that level.
Yeah, then that's what I mean. I mean, if you were talking maybe 4 or 5 years ago, this would be a different conversation. But again, Wemby wasn't in the NBA 4 or 5 years ago, and they weren't on the Spurs. So, like, that's where the what ifs come into play for me, I guess. Now, let me put it to you this way: if it comes down to it, the Lakers are in the playoffs, and Reaves gets significant amount of points. Like, he keeps his stat line in the playoffs, even if they go to conference finals, like, then I think that they have a legitimate argument. Because for me, it's not just about one game, and for me, it's not about a 15-game stint, and it's not about, oh, your players are out and you've got to play, higher level. That's just the game. Like, that's just that's the NBA.
But so many other players aren't doing that.
And I agree. I'm just saying, like, it's consistency is what he needs in longevity.
He's averaging right now as a third option. He's averaging 19.4 points a game for the season. I mean, I don't think that that's bad.
I don't think it's bad either, and not this one time. If I said it's bad, I just don't think it's to that height yet. I think
it's not that all-star caliber level. And it's not that big three level.
I think they're going to get there before the end of the season for sure. They keep playing the way that they are. Not ready to crown them yet.
All right, man. All I'm saying is that we will continue to revisit this, but I think that as we progress, I think that the road underneath you is going to get shorter and shorter before you're going to have to give it up. But we'll see.
We'll get to our next big three probably.
I think they are going to be a big three. I just don't think they are one yet. I don't understand what you want from me.
He wants you to say the Lakers are the best, Matt.
I've done everything but say they are.
Do you think that Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, and Julius Randle are a big three?
No.
No.
I don't think that Gobert and Randle passed the smell test.
All three of them are several-time All-Stars, though. So, just curious what this. So it's just really more. There's no real criteria. It's just how you feel, your gut feeling on them.
I mean, that's
at the end of the day, yes.
All right, Nolan, you had something you want to talk about with SGA?
Yeah, I watched an SGA game this weekend against my Detroit Pistons, and he absolutely cooked them. He was hitting those fadeaway jumpers. He was getting to the hoop. He was getting the calls that he normally does. And it was just, honestly, some pretty good basketball. One of the biggest points wasn't even about necessarily him getting foul calls, but just the overall reffing of the game and how it felt like the Pistons were not able to play as physical as the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm not sure if that was because of the way the refs were told to ref the game or if they just wanted to try to tone the physicality down and control it by calling different fouls and stuff like that. But there was a really good post-game interview with Pistons head coach J.B. Bickerstaff where he kind of lit off and really showed his emotion, slammed his hand on the table, crumpled up the stat sheet, threw it at the mic. I 100% stand behind that. I think that the league does need to show more respect to all teams across the board, whether they're playing physical, whether they're shooting well, whether they're not shooting well. I just think that the game needs to be reffed more evenly.
Do you think that this is not something I guess we talked about talking about, but I'm curious since we're on the Pistons. Do you think that the Pistons just get a level of disrespect across the league entirely? Like, there was the whole thing with Shaq, like, what was it, last week? Where he was giving, he shouted out Chauncey Billups for doing a good job head coaching the Pistons. And I think it was Candace Parker was like, who is that? And he was like, Chauncey, is he not, he's not the head coach? And it was like, nope. And he was like, oh, I don't watch the Pistons. Do you think that in general the league just doesn't care about the Pistons, and so they're really having to earn it more than other teams? Or do you think that this SGA thing was just an outlier?
Well, yeah, and you bring up a good other point. I don't think it's just the Pistons. I think it's pretty much any team that's in like the 5th seed and lower and is not in a big market. The only teams that you see getting talked about are the teams that have KD, teams that have Victor Wembanyama. You don't really hear too much in that NBA media sphere unless there's some sort of superstar on the squad, which is honestly kind of annoying and sucks for the game of basketball and the fans that like to watch basketball as well.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Do you not view Detroit as a big market?
Not anymore, not necessarily. They do have a big metropolitan area, a decent fan base, but the one thing about the NBA is that the players really get to choose where they want to go, and Detroit isn't really a destination like that where somebody would want to take their whole family and move up there, you know?
That's fair. Cool. And then, Buck, you're going to tell us about how the Mavericks, due to their own fucking absolute shitty GMing, are looking at some unprecedented shit for us.
Take us to school, Buck.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not even sure how much I understand all of this. I spent like 4 days trying to understand all of the salary cap jargon that the NBA's got going on, and I think I prefer the MLB's no salary cap, I'm not gonna lie. I have to say, like, from the top, okay, these are very confusing. So, like, just trying to, like, put my head into the game of, like, all right, you're the you're the department in the front office that makes the decisions of like how a contract is going to be doled out, like how much is guaranteed over this many years, blah 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 blah, so on and so forth, right? So I truly believe that nobody should feel bad for the Mavericks. Like, let me just start off with saying that nobody should feel bad for the Mavericks. I think if you're a fan of the Mavericks, we all should feel bad for them and them only, because their franchise fucked up bad. So basically, there is a soft cap in the NBA. So it's 140.588 million is the soft cap. So you can go over this cap. Like a very very simple example would be you're 10 mil under and you sign a guy for 20 mil a year. Simple, you can go over that. Once you go over that, there's like a tax level. So you get taxed a certain amount per dollar you are over the soft cap. I think a perfect example would be, I think it was the Warriors back when they signed KD. They were pretty close to the apron. And they were paying a lot of money in the luxury tax for being over that soft cap. So
although it's changed, the cap situation has changed. What, last year or the year before?
Yeah, so now they've added a second apron. In every year the cap kind of like I guess the it rises with the, I don't know who makes the decisions of what it rises to, but the second apron is what was added. So I guess the first apron you're at 178.132. So the tax level, so after the luxury tax, you cap out at 170.814. So there's like roughly 8 million to work with between the luxury tax and the first apron. The second apron comes in, I think, at 180. I'm sorry, I didn't have that one written down. I think it's at 180 or something like that.
Okay.
So basically, the biggest thing to note here is the Mavs have 3 players on two-way contracts right now. The two-way contract, you can only play a maximum of 50 games. One player is pretty close. I think he's got 5 or 4 active games left. 2 others have like 8 and 11 active games left. So not enough to get them to the end of the season. The Mavs, theoretically, and this is what I think they should do, they've got to suit up somebody that's on injury. So the least hurt person you have on your roster needs to be suited up and on the bench, is basically how they get away from having to forfeit a game. You have to have 8 active, suited up people on the bench.
Yeah.
So this is where it gets a little like tricky, is the Mavs are 50K away from the first apron. The first apron puts a lot of restrictions on what type of contracts that they can even sign. So at this point, even if they wanted to sign an outside person for the league minimum, they don't have enough in that cap space to sign for the league minimum, which would cost them, I think it's $11,997 per day. So the only time that they can sign somebody for the league minimum at this point is like 4 days before the league ends, the regular season ends, because of the vet minimum versus the 50K to the first apron. I did see a report that AD is on the mend. I don't know what the heck that means. It sounds like that they're hopeful that he'll make a return before the end of March. That would kind of clear up a lot of the concerns, but at the same point, he's going to have to play a lot of minutes, because one of the players that is nearing that two-way contract deadline is the center, Kessler Edwards, who's been playing a lot of center. So if you put more weight on AD, does he get re-injured, and then you have the same problem all over again?
That's what happened with Kyrie, them playing him the most minutes in the league.
Exactly. So, and the two-way player deadline was on the 4th of this month. So you can't sign a two-way deal.
Really?
You can't sign a two-way deal. The deadline was on the 4th. You only have 50K to work with. This is where it gets a little tricky. I was trying to figure out you've got to have practice players, G leaguers, somebody that just wants to get minutes, somebody that at least wants to suit up, right? And I couldn't figure out why they couldn't just sign somebody for, a super low amount. And I think it boils down to that that tax level that they're in puts restrictions on. So even if they tried, they would hit that first apron and carry that over. If they are at where they're at right now and don't do anything, they carry most of this over into next season. So even if the caps and the aprons and all that stuff rises, they're pretty much in the same boat with a brittle AD and Kyrie coming off of an injury and no one else but a washed Clay.
Oh,
which is kind of
Kyrie will most likely miss the beginning of next season with how late he got injured.
right.
Plus
right.
his age.
So, and I mean, like, I just have to say, I mean, like, this is not only like front office malfeasance, I mean, if you will, with the Luka trade, but this is also like when you look at the way that the contracts were all doled out as far as how many years and how much each year. I mean, I think it's like over 90% of their salary cap right now is injured.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't put all of that on them, and I'm not in a position of trying to defend the Mavericks because they're stupid. But they pissed the basketball gods off. They've got everybody hurt. I mean, you've got bench players getting hurt. I don't know if I've seen a team this decimated by injuries before that I can remember. So it's not, entirely their fault that they've got so many injuries. Usually you would think maybe you lose like 1, 2, maybe 3 guys. They've got tons of injuries. They're like the Lions defense at the end of the last season.
Right. I agree with you. You can't blame it on the injuries. I 100% agree with you. I just think like you didn't leave enough room for anything.
Well, they were chasing a championship too. They thought they were saying that no Luka, add AD, Kyrie, Clay. They were thinking that could push for a chip. That's what they said.
Malfeasance.
Yeah. Karma's real. Spencer, you put it on great. They pissed off the basketball gods, and they are being rightfully punished. If I were on the end of this bench, I would try to fake an injury to screw over this front office even harder.
I mean, shit, at this point, does it make sense for them to try to fucking just forfeit the games? I mean, they're not going to go anywhere in the playoffs, so.
I wouldn't be surprised if they got shipped off to Vegas if they start forfeiting games like that. Just the Adam Silver hammer. You guys are out of this city now.
I mean, that's the whole...
Disband the whole organization. You lost permission.
Yeah, but that would argue. Well, with what the theory is, that would be what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that one. A little floating out there a little bit, but...
Yeah, I know Kyle kind of broke that down for us in episodes you weren't here. But about like how that's like the whole master plan. It's crazy though. I mean,
that's a fun conspiracy to think about.
It seems like it's growing more legs. When he first said it, I was like, "This is kind of crazy," but I feel like I've seen a lot more people talking about that now.
Yeah, the Mavs, I guess, asked. I just saw this on online on ESPN. I guess they're saying that the Mavs have already reached out to the NBA for hardship exception.
Yeah.
Which I doubt they're gonna get.
Why?
Because it's injuries. I mean, like I could see the argument, but if the league just says, okay, we're gonna let it slide, you can go over into the hard cap or over the hard cap, which is the first apron is the hard cap. You have these injuries, we're gonna let you skip it. Like all of the rest of the NBA teams are gonna be like, hey, we've got injuries.
But not that many. I mean, you would think that the league would want to, like, having games makes it, like, for a product, you know what I mean? Every time that you have to forfeit a game, you're losing money on those TV deals. You've got to cancel the games. Fans aren't coming. Like, it's in the NBA's best interest to have those games, even if it's a blowout.
Why not get rid of the cap then? Why have a cap?
Because when's the last time you've heard of this situation?
I mean, yeah, but why allow... It's kind of like, okay, in all of reading this, what I gathered was like, hey, like, you break a rule when you're a kid, and your parents are like, okay, don't do it again, and then you do it again, and they're like, okay, but, like, don't do it again.
But it's not just bad mismanagement.
And they're like, wait, hold on. Don't do it.
There's no other situation in which you'd have an exception. Like, the whole point of a hardship exception would be a situation like this where you've got 100 million injured players. It's not.
Why would you?
It's not just that you've lost like your star or something like that. It's or like you built super top heavy, you lost one star, and now you suck. It's the fact that they're literally not going to be able to play the games. I mean, exceptions exist for like specific circumstances. You know what I mean? You can't speed, right? If you speed regularly, you get a ticket. But if you get pulled over and you've got your wife whose water broke and you try and get her to the hospital in time, the cop might let you off without a ticket. You know what I mean? Like, there's an exception exists for like a very specific circumstance.
Who's pregnant in this scenario, Spencer?
I'm just saying it's in the best interest of the NBA to give them the exception. I would think. I'm not a cap specialist.
Or don't give them the exception and let the drama build up and have a bunch of shit to talk about.
It's just not. It's just not a. It's not a replicable situation. It's the fact that everyone's being hurt. Even the 76ers, whose season is cooked, they can still field a roster.
Yeah, but I think the argument here, I just think, and I'm not saying I disagree with you. It is in the NBA's best interest for them to not forfeit games, like 100%. But like at the end of the day, like these are individual franchises that are ran in and of themselves. So if you decide that you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna pay the luxury tax on on at least 3 of my contracts because I'm gonna be over the soft cap. So I'm going to be over. I know that I'm going to pay the dollar amount. It's going to be millions of dollars. I'm just going to do it because I'm building, like you said, a chip now team. Like, why would you put yourself $50K under the hard cap where you can't do anything?
But every team that pushes for a win now season always does that. Like, think about the Rams. That's what was super impressive about them is the fact that when they won with Stafford his first year, they had built all the way up. Remember the whole like fuck those picks? They went all in on one season, and then they wound up having to slowly let people go and do different things. The Saints right now in salary cap hell because they had to, they were trying to keep all these contracts. If you're trying to go in for like all right this second, we're gonna do that, and then next year after we win the chip, then we'll break it all up. But the point is, we were going all in trying to win right now. Now, what you could argue is the fact that they're stupid thinking that they could go all in on this team, but...
but you go in, okay, so you go in on AD, basically AD, Kyrie, Clay. I can't remember if there's probably somebody else.
Gafford and Lively.
Yeah, they probably have
Lively.
PJ Washington. They had a team that went to the finals last year. They thought that they upgraded by getting rid of Luka and getting AD. It's incredibly stupid math, but there's math there.
Right, but what I'm saying is just because like you're going all in for the chip and darn, we're now we have injuries, like NBA please help us. Like I just don't know where that, like I get that there's hardship exceptions. I get that. And you could argue that this is a hardship. I'm not saying that you couldn't. I just don't see where it would stop then.
Well,
I just don't see where the end of it is.
We've gotta get to the next topic, but before I do, answer this for me. What would be an example of a hardship exception if not this?
Oh, honestly, I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen one executed in the NBA.
I don't think so either, because I mean, I don't think that you want to be anywhere near these aprons, whether you're going all in or not. I guess would just be my, philosophy if I was in a front office. I wouldn't want to be anywhere. I wouldn't, certainly not 50K clubs.
And aren't those hardship exceptions in place for, tragic plane crashes of teams and stuff like that?
Pretty sure.
Right. But a tragic plane crash of a team would do what? Wipe out their entire roster to where they couldn't field a team.
Right. This one is just them playing on the court and boo-booing their knee and elbow.
But what's the end result? You can't field a team. You have to forfeit the games. I don't see where. Like I said, it's not like they're tried to get away with some shit and then it blew up. They just had fucking 8, 9 injuries on everybody.
I think the league would consider this mismanagement and less of, oh darn, my players are hurt. Help me.
Yeah, they decided to throw a bag at somebody instead of having that potential space open to sign the two-way players, or not the two-way, even the vet minimums at the end of the year.
Yeah.
One sec, guys. All right. I feel you. You guys ready for the best part of the week?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yeah.
Let's do some Lexi's lore.
Yeah, welcome back to Lexi's Lore. This week we have guess the Instagram caption.
Oh, man.
So they're from celebrities. There's just like a handful of them, and basically, yeah, I've got the photo of the from the Instagram post, and then you guys gotta try to guess what the caption might be. Now I do give you who it is that posted it. And then there is like a final round as well. That'll be a little bit different, but I'll explain that when we get to it.
Okay.
So, let's get it rolling. Okay, so question number 1. What do you think the caption is for this post? This is Let the Lord Be With You, which is Scott Disick, if you did not know.
That's like a Kardashian, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a class act.
Blessed in the fast life.
Yeah. Okay, Buck.
Man. I'm no good at Instagram captions. How about... I don't even know. I need to hear what you said. I got nothing, man.
Bro, I can't even put myself in the I can't even put myself in the fucking like the shoes of a rich white man who's fucking with the Kardashians. Like, I don't fucking know what they think about this. This is a tax bracket I'm unfamiliar with. Is that a Bugatti?
That looks like a Bugatti, a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, and a G-Wagon.
I feel like, yeah, I don't fucking know.
1, 2, 3, 4. How many women are at my door?
Oh my gosh, what's your guess?
I don't know, fucking some corny fucking rich people shit like, which color today?
Oh,
Like,
that's good. That's
hilarious.
Good, that's good.
Okay. So, you guys ready for the caption?
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Okay, so the caption is,
Yo,
the girls wanted to be shown with better lighting. Can't blame the bitches. So Nolan's low-key there a little bit.
I was close.
God. Wait, so how does the scoring work for this?
So the way that I plan on scoring was basically give a point to whoever is like the closest to the caption. I mean, if everybody's way off, then nobody gets a point. But like, I would give Nolan a point for this because these are gonna be really hard to like guess spot on. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Okay, so
I gave the number and the ladies.
I feel like we're playing like charades.
Judges' points. I love it.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me scorekeep on this.
Perfect. Thank you. I was just gonna ask. Okay. And that's part of the chaos of Lexi's lore. You don't know how it's gonna be scored.
Okay.
Okay. Question number 2. Also, Scott Disick.
Get the fuck out of here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say no rear view mirror because we're not looking back.
Oh, fuck, that's good.
I love that.
He looks like Kirk Cousins in this picture.
I thought he kind of looked like Eminem.
I thought so too originally.
Oh my gosh.
White lights in a big city.
Catch me out here speeding, no floaties.
On my way to DJ
No one
Khaled's
said,
house.
I'm bad at captions, right? And now he's out here pulling out the best ones. Shit. So we've got boats and no hose. I'm surprised nobody knows boats and hose.
Damn.
Boats and hoes.
yeah,
Fucking totally the line mixer.
Boats and no.
Is anybody getting a caption for this or no?
No.
We should just do best caption wins.
That's the final round.
Okay.
I'm just getting ahead
Shut
of the
up.
story.
It's already part of the PowerPoint. Just wait.
My bad.
You're okay. Okay. Question number 3.
Luda.
This is ludicrous.
These deals are ludicrous.
That's hilarious.
These savings are ludicrous. That first bill I got from State Farm, ludicrous.
Shit.
Oh man.
Let me see. It's got to be something like his lyrics, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No hints. You go.
I'll fill them up. Balloons.
Is that lyrics of his?
Yeah.
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 It is. Oh, man.
What song is that in?
You asking me too many questions.
You're not even a real ludicrous fan.
I'm not.
I was just kidding.
Can't even think of that song I'm thinking of with Luda in it.
Right. I'm just thinking of the one with him and Justin Bieber. Luda.
You're gonna have to put one of those Jeopardy fucking timers on him.
Yeah, okay, so my caption's gonna be baby, 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 oh. Looks like he's screaming that.
My
That's how it
caption
goes.
could be, what pants are you wearing? Khakis?
That'd have been a good caption. Okay. Caption to number 3, this one was kind of hard, I'm sorry, is, would y'all believe me if I told you me and Jake from State Farm were cousins?
How are we supposed to guess this?
No?
Oh my
No?
god.
Okay. That's so funny.
And that's the wrong as well.
Okay. Also ludicrous. Ludacris told me, if you ain't got no money, take your broke ass home, and I've been home ever since. What do you think you captioned this?
Not me, ludicrous.
The caption is real shit. Luda.
Luda.
A wise man once said.
No. This wasn't the goal.
You think that we were supposed to guess these?
I guess I was more intrigued to figure out what your captions would be and if they got any, like, close to them at all. Let's get out of ludicrous, though, because he's a little difficult. This one's kind of difficult, too. But I'm curious what you guys would caption this. This is Tom Hanks.
You know what's
He
crazy?
does post some creepy shit on Instagram, doesn't he?
That I know that's a fucking fire hydrant. That totally looks like the top of the Capitol building.
Yeah.
That does. That's kind of crazy.
I can see it.
Also,
what is
yes,
Tom
Tom
Hanks?
Hanks' Instagram is very weird.
How about Lonely Glove in the Wild?
Okay.
If you give me a
Anybody
hand,
else?
I might burst.
Oh. Buck, you got anything better than that?
Oh my god, that's funny as fuck. Oh, I got nothing. What the fuck is Tom Hanks on?
It kind of looks like a titty. So actually, it says help this guy, someone. But I'm gonna give this point to Nolan because so Tom Hanks went on like an entire story of just taking pictures of lost gloves that he found throughout like New York City, and this was just one of them that I took out of a bunch of different random posts. And one of the captions, I swear to God, had almost the exact same thing that you said, Nolan.
All right.
which is crazy.
I'm on the
So-
Tom Hanks wavelength, which I don't think I want to be on.
Dog. I'm about to fucking file a petition with the league office. This is some bullshit. Nolan's just
better.
Hardship exception.
hardship exception.
So funny.
Oh my
Well, then if you
god.
win the last round. Okay. Number 6. This is Cole Sprouse. He's also got a pretty wild Instagram.
Wasn't he on that one podcast talking about how he loves to rip darts, and it was kind of cringy?
What?
I don't
Can't
know.
just smoke a cigarette anymore. I'm gonna let you guys go first on this one.
Case in the joint.
See, I can follow instructions. Because he had to stop to take the picture.
Ain't no way in hell I'm going in there.
Somehow Nolan wins this again, I guarantee.
That's hilarious. What was everyone's answer?
I said, see, I can follow instructions.
I said case in the joint.
And no way in hell I'm going in there.
So, the caption on this one is, and she did just that. I'm going to give Spence a half a point. I'm just kidding. I'll give you a full point, but you're probably the closest.
Yep. I agree with that.
Right?
Oh my god,
Fair
your
judging.
face, dude.
What the fuck?
I can never see your guys' faces either because I'm screen sharing on the one.
I feel like I'm fucking like in like an episode of some shit like on Cartoon Network at 2 a.m.
This is some Adult Swim stuff.
Right. Literally. Okay. Number 7. This is Jason Kelsey that posted this.
Trav, I found a picture of you.
Oh.
That's my answer.
Who?
You said who
I
I
said-
found a picture of
I
you?
said, Trav, I found a picture of you.
Oh, Trav.
About his brother?
I think it's gonna be about him shaving his beard. So I think it'll be like fresh out of the shower, Super Bowl win, clean shaven face.
Oh my god, I have no idea.
He's gonna say
That's what I was gonna say, Spence, is something about his brother.
he's gonna say me after a night of drinking. You got a new one,
Buck,
Buck?
you got anything?
I got nothing.
That's okay. Looking at ultrasound pictures, like, isn't she adorable? I saw that and was like, oh my god!
Oh my gosh, that totally doesn't even sound like something you would say.
Hey, these are some funny ass motherfucking captions, but you're an
Yeah,
evil
they are.
motherfucker for thinking that we were gonna guess these.
I didn't think you were going to guess these. I was curious to see what you guys would caption them. That's why I have the final round.
I gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so question number 8. This is Diplo.
Hey, which month is Gay Pride Month?
June.
June.
The caption is me on June 1st.
Taste my rainbow.
You said what?
Taste my row.
Taste my rainbow.
Taste my rainbow.
What's that called when people tan their asshole? I forgot what they call that, but I
There
think
is
that's
a phrase for
something to
that,
do
yeah.
with that.
That is
Catching some
hilarious.
rays.
Catching some rays. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the caption on this one is Happy Earth Day, my butthole shoots rainbows. We're gonna give Nolan the point. 'cause he
Yeah,
mentioned
that's
butthole.
the first fucking that's the first point I can agree with.
Well, it's a good thing you're not judging.
My butthole shoots rainbows. It's crazy.
It's crazy, isn't it? From Diplo, I'm like, this is some Boogie T shit or something.
That's true.
Okay, so we got question 9. Cole Sprouse again.
gonna be that, hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Y'all didn't know I had another twin.
Breath of the Wild.
Okay. And the caption on this one is, hate when another person interrupts my selfies. At least it was a friend who is dear to me.
Oh, God.
Wow.
It was a pun.
It was a pun. And a hashtag.
He should be put down for that. Cole
Hey, it was
Cole Sprouse, not the
2014.
deer. Oh, that
Hey, it
was
was-
2014? Okay, that's
It was
fair.
2014. Instagram was pretty cringe back then, too.
Oh,
He-
yeah.
He needed to
He's,
take that shit back to
very
Tumblr.
artsy now. Yeah, he's like very like his algorithm or his like board or whatever on Instagram is very much like very aesthetic now. But yeah, this is all I had to dive deep for a lot of these. People take Instagram too serious now. It used to be fun and jokes.
That is true.
Okay. Number 10. We got good old Skip.
Okay, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. He's not.
I was gonna say, you
He's
might
not.
know the-
He's
I
not.
have a feeling I've seen this before.
He's not displaying the Jordans because. But you know what? Fuck it. I'll give the generic fucking Skip Bayless fucking post. Something along the lines of like, woke up at 5 a.m. to start my run. Can't wait to conquer the day. Can't lose in these shoes. Hashtag MJ forever. That's the classic Skip Bayless
so
post.
That's
funny.
pretty tall of his caption.
That is so funny.
I'm gonna say it's something about his age and how he's still jacked, and something about the Cowboys too. How about just got in a good pump? Let's go, boys.
Let's go, boys is egregious. That's Nolan. You have to change your fucking Twitter bio to that for a week. Hashtag Let's go, boys. Buck.
Is something like rise and grind. How about them Cowboys? Something about the Cowboys.
Okay. Let's take a look. We've got just got back from working out. Already broke my resolution to work out less. Haha.
That fucking
I
gif,
cringed
dog.
when I saw this. Dude,
That
right?
gif.
Perfect. Oh my gosh. This is Jenny when she does the Macarena.
Who gets that out of me and Nolan?
Nobody.
All right.
I like the chaotic scoring.
Okay.
We got
There we
another
go.
skip.
There we go. That's the one that he's got the Jordans on for that one. Can't lose in these shoes. Hashtag MJ forever.
Okay.
Looks like he's walking into a bathroom, so I'm gonna be like about to shit on these motherfuckers.
Imagine if you posted that. Oh my gosh.
It does look like he's walking into a bathroom. So it begs the question: who is taking this picture?
His wife.
Ernestine.
His wife.
It's always
Go
Ernestine.
in the bathroom and I'll open the door and you'll take a picture of me. Is that how that conversation works?
Just got done shitting on him.
Oh my god. I have no idea what this man is about to post under this fucking
Just
thing.
got done watching my Cowboys in the toilet bowl. Buck.
You don't have any guesses, Buck?
I have no idea what this man is saying.
Throw out some LeBron hate or something.
I will definitely try not to, I definitely do not want to get in the mind of Skip Bayless.
That's fair.
That is so fair. Okay.
Let's see.
The caption is, this jacket was a Christmas present from Wayne. Wore it out Saturday night. Felt like I could beat LeBron one-on-one. Thanks, man.
Oh
fucking
my
hilarious, Nolan.
god.
Not the LeBron thing. I was like, is but gonna say it. She's gonna say it. I'd give it
Oh
a
my
point, but now I gotta
God.
give it to Nolan.
Oh, that wasn't even Nolan's answer. That was his answer for Buck.
But it was a fucking answer.
Flag on the play.
Oh my god.
You see Skip's face? That's my face.
That's crazy. You hit it with that LeBron shit, dog.
I know, that was hilarious.
You could just tell it was coming.
The way he's standing, he's ready to fight.
Right.
Skip always
Okay.
looks like a little chihuahua in his pictures to me. He's always like, he's so small. I was trying to like look all like tough and intimidating.
He is very small.
Oh my god.
He's fucking jacked though. I don't know if you you just saw the picture before. You got
You
muscles.
saw the picture?
Yeah. What is this?
Okay, so this is the final one, I'm pretty sure. Me thanking the Delta flight attendant while exiting the plane. This is 50 Cent. He's also got a really outlandish Instagram. I almost put a different post of his, but it was really explicit, and I didn't want to read it on the podcast.
Oh, 50 Cent has got some great ones. You remember when he fucking told Mayweather he'd pay him if he could read one page out of a Harry Potter book?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Fuck the
Yeah,
ice
he's
challenge.
a trash talker.
I want to hear what Buck's answer is first.
I have no idea, y'all. I don't know. Me thinking of
Thanking the flight attendant.
Now, this was posted like a couple days ago.
Damn.
This is amidst all of the
Yeah,
plain.
that's what I was thinking. Is
Okay.
like you gotta talk with your fucking mouth completely closed in order to sound like fucking 50. I just want to say I'm thankful for getting home. The plane landed. Amen.
That's your caption?
I don't have shit, dog.
I have a feeling it's like, I'd be suing these motherfuckers for every single cent that they got.
For all 50 Cent?
And then hashtag something against women flying or something like that.
Dog, I'm about to give fucking Nolan my fucking Instagram to run. Your captions have been on point
Right.
today.
I'm telling you. You started off saying that you didn't know Instagram captions and you've had nothing but fire.
I haven't posted on Instagram in over 10 years.
Oh my god.
No one's gonna be a ghostwriter for Insta.
But
Fire 'em, Spence.
What's up?
you
I got nothing.
nothing. Nolan, I'm turning over the all the social media for fucking late entry over to you.
Well, I only have YouTube and Twitter. I'm not on TikTok or Instagram.
That's fair. What's the answer?
What's the caption? I don't think this is funny at all. You're always trying to be funny. I gotta fly today, shithead.
He's
I
a
guess this
fucking
was a little bit
menace.
longer than a couple days ago. He really is a menace. He just likes to talk shit, and I kind of respect that. Do what you gotta do, I guess.
A lot of shit talking.
A
Yeah.
lot. A lot. I don't know if respecting, I guess, is necessarily the word, but I think it's funny.
50 Cent is a fucking real life supervillain. I remember he
He got
fucking
shot. What, how many times?
9, I think, and survived. He I remember fucking one time bought out all the fucking tickets at Ja Rule's concert so he'd perform to fucking nobody.
Yeah.
The whole front 5 rows or whatever.
Oh, there is one more?
There is. So, this is for all the marbles. The first part was just for fun. This last one is essentially who wins it all.
We gotta cook.
Okay.
So, this one is you guys caption it, and I get to pick which caption I like the best. Okay?
Alright.
So, this was, just kidding, posted by Bert, right? And then his caption, which I don't know why I cropped it out of it, was basically his daughters have been clowning him for this photo for weeks. He's like, so give it your best shot, essentially. So, what would you guys caption this?
Are we captioning it from Bert's perspective or making fun of him?
It could be either. You could post it from Bert or yourself.
Okay.
Let me know your perspective, though, when you tell me your caption, because I might, get creative with it.
What the fuck is on this man's head?
It's a wetsuit.
Only on his top half?
Look at his ear. So weird.
Baby seal lives.
My caption is to infinity and beyond.
Wow, Moo Dang really grew up quick.
Buck, I don't know who that is.
Oh my god. Buck, that is a fucking good one.
What name did you say?
Moo Dang.
I'm gonna look it up 1 second.
Deng.
Oh,
Like a little
my
baby hippo.
God.
The one with the mouth open.
Okay, I know this. I didn't know that was its name. Okay, Buck wins.
Buck
Save that
wins with
brain power
Moo
for the
Dang.
last one.
Hey, good shit.
Ah, okay, you gotta edit the photo of Boudang on there, Spence, when you edit this.
Okay.
Because it looks just like him. Even the color of the wetsuit. It's crazy.
My
Okay,
God.
cute. Precious. Thank you guys for being on my extremely difficult Lexi's lore.
Yeah, this was fucking... I thought that the fucking state laws one was fucking hard. This was fucking expert level.
That was expert level of difficulty.
Yeah, it was. It was entertainment. I appreciate it. Until next time, folks.
Thank you, Lexi.
Peace out.
Thank you,
Of
Lexi.
course. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh.
I like how she definitely told us that she can't see us because she's sharing her screen, and we all just waved to her. And we have all been waving to her every single time.
That is a very good point.
You're so right there.
All right. Let's talk a little bit of fucking March Madness, and then talk a little bit about Drake, and then get out of here. Nolan, you have some thoughts about UNC and U of M?
Yeah, I think that the selection committee did a horrible job being unbiased. I just found out that the athletic director of the University of North Carolina is on the selection committee. I thought that it was pretty apparent that they needed to at least make it to their conference championship to have a shot at making it into the tournament.
Yeah.
Because they have only won one quad one game this whole entire season. I think they were 1-12 in quad one wins, which is basically top 50 to top 75 teams when you play them. And they just didn't deserve it. West Virginia all around had a better team. I think that they were more deserving of that last spot. And then you can also move on to the selection committee's decision to leave Michigan at the 5 seed after sweeping the Big Ten tournament and beating both Maryland and Wisconsin. Both Maryland, Wisconsin, and Purdue were all ranked higher than Michigan, when I think Michigan really proved that they kind of earned a better seed than their competition inside of the Big Ten.
Yeah. I don't know too much about the UNC one, but yeah, for Michigan to win the Big Ten, and then they beat Purdue too, right?
Yeah,
And still got
yeah,
ranked low.
they did beat them at least once during the year.
And then still got ranked lower than them. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Buck, you have any thoughts?
No, not really. I mean, nothing different than you guys. I don't know how that's not a conflict of interest. I don't know how that's like allowed for an AD to be on the selection committee. That's kind of crazy. I don't know if that's ever happened before.
I'm sure it's happened with an athletic director on a team that was definitely in or definitely out, but when you have a team on the bubble like that,
Right.
I mean, he was in interviews saying, "Oh, I had to accuse myself from those conversations." Like, come on, like
Yeah.
these people, they're like reporting to you on the committee. They're voting with you on the committee. It's pretty ridiculous to even be able to have a say at that point in time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Next week, or not next week, sorry. This Friday we'll be dropping our next episode. We're going to go over our March Madness. We're going to do like a league together. We're going to tell you what the punishment for the worst of the four of us is going to be. And we're going to kind of give you guys each our final four as well. So stay tuned for that next week. Or, sorry, Friday, not next week. I'm used to us doing one episode a week. Friday's episode.
There's going to be so much basketball to watch on Thursday and Friday. I am absolutely excited.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so then last topic of the day. Universal Music Group has filed a scathing motion to dismiss Drake's New York lawsuit against them for promoting Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, claiming that Drake, quote, lost a rap battle that he provoked in which he willingly participated. Instead of accepting the loss like the unbothered rap artist he often claims to be, he has sued his own record label in a misguided attempt to salve his wounds. Plaintiff's complaint is utterly without merit and should be dismissed with prejudice, which means that it can never be brought back up again. That's crazy, dog. In the legal writing now, it says that you was a bitch-ass nigga, and you asked for this fucking smoke, and you got the smoke, and now you want to sue.
From your own record label, too.
Yep. They say you talk all that cash money shit about you this, you that, all you are is a crying boy who want to sue. And now that's written forever in legal documents. I would cry. I would cry.
Oh, man. That's... I don't know how you come back from that. I don't know how you move on from that as a... like, he's pretty... I would assume he's pretty egotistical. Most people of that, like, stature have, obviously some ego to them. I don't know how you come back from that with your own record label saying, you lost. Stop crying.
Yeah, dude. Your own record label put in a legal document forever that you'll be able to find. You got your ass kicked. Sincerely, UMG. That's crazy. Yeah. Every time I think that shit can't get worse for him, it gets worse.
Yup.
I mean, it's so crazy to try to sue over the most popular song in the U.S. Pretty baseless accusations from his side, and I can't even believe that he went that far in the first place. It made him look even worse in the battle, in my opinion.
Yeah. And, I mean, not to get too deep into the bushes on this one, but fucking all Rick Ross kept saying was, you a white boy this, you a white boy that. And when times got hard, he went to the lawyers. Who's that sound like? Not a nigga from the streets, I'll tell you that.
What did Kendrick call him? A colonizer?
Colonizer, yep. You want to come hang out with us, but when it's time, shit get real. And what's crazy is that he didn't even sue for like slander of being called a pedophile. He sued
it wasn't defamation.
He sued that UMG was fucking like farming listens with bots and stuff like that, and the song wasn't as popular as it was. I think we all can tell that is not fucking true. They had, what was it, what's the music one? Is it the Emmys, the Grammys, whatever the fuck that Kendrick won?
Grammys.
Yeah, Kendrick won. They were playing Not Like Us. They had the whole fucking, all the artists in there were dancing to that fucking song and singing it. At the Super Bowl, you could hear the whole entire United States say A minor. But yeah. It was fake streams. Okay. Buck, you had a funny post for us to end with?
To close it out, I saw this on Twitter the other day. I guess it's from a few years ago at Ron Newey. Do dogs understand elevators, or do they just be like, okay, it's time to get in the world changer?
Oh, shit. That's true.
And I never thought about that for a second, and I'm like, these poor dogs, like, what if you live in an apartment building?
Yeah.
You just, like, don't realize that there's 15 floors below you.
Gotta take them up and down the stairs at least once or twice, let them know what it's really about.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of a crazy thing to think about. Dogs have dogs and babies, I feel like, are just, like, have crazy lives. Like, I've seen people talk about that before. Like, a baby will, like, fall asleep in one place and then wake up and they're in a whole other fucking, like, what? Where am I?
With a bunch of fucking people trying to touch them.
Right. Yeah. That's gotta be crazy. All right, that's everything for us tonight, guys. If you liked us, leave us a subscribe, a like, follow, tell your friends about us. We're getting bigger. So we had a pretty good last week, actually, so appreciate everybody that's joined us. Once again, next week we're going to talk about some March Madness, and then give you like our final four. And like I said, we're going to have a kind of a funny punishment for whoever finishes last of the four of us. So we'll tell you what that is Friday as well. All right, everybody. Peace.
Peace.
Check it out.